Hey everyone, it's Bjorn. I'm the outreach coordinator at the Viroqua Food Co-op. Welcome to my kitchen today. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for a sweet potato red lentil curry. In my household, it's a staple when it's my dinner nights. It's something that I always think about making, and if I can't think of anything, I always throw it together. I have the ingredients on hand pretty much all the time. And I thought it would be great to share this with you today because, we're all at home a little bit more. We're with our families, we're cooking more, and I thought it would just be a good kind of comfort food recipe to share with you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy the journey. The first thing I want to say is we have a link to this recipe in the comments below. And so you can find the whole recipe there and look at it. But I'm going to cover all the different ingredients in our sweet potato red lentil curry. The first one being oil. You can use any kind of oil, olive oil, vegetable oil. I typically use coconut oil because this is a coconut milk based curry and it just has a good flavor. And so I have some Nativa coconut oil from the grocery aisle. Next thing are spices. The main star of a curry is curry powder, and curry powder is a spice blend. So this one from Frontier Co-op that I still have in my cabinet from a few weeks ago is a blend of 11 different spices, and so it has really great complex and layered flavors. Some of the main components of curry powder are turmeric, that's what gives it the yellow color, mustard seeds, cumin, fenugreek, and also coriander is I think the main ingredient in it, and there's a bunch more that also give it a lot of good flavor. Next ingredient to talk about are bay leaves. I just use one bay leaf to add a layer of depth. If you don't have it, no worries, you can still make curry. And then lastly, some sort of spice. I like my curry pretty spicy. And if you don't like spice, you can leave it out, but I have cayenne powder today, but any chilies or hot sauce can work in its place. And then on now to the vegetables. Yellow onion, one yellow onion, some ginger, some fresh ginger root. A tip here is I usually don't peel ginger root, I just mince it up with the skin on. I don't notice any difference, and I'm a little bit lazy. Also a couple cloves of garlic. And then the star of the show are these delicious organic sweet potatoes from Levi Miller. He grows them on his farm in Mount Hope, Wisconsin. I'm so thankful that he provides these to the co-op for a large section of the year. They're super delicious, super sweet, tasty, and they're healthy. Also, some carrots you can throw in. One comment about vegetables is feel free to use whatever veggies you have in your house. If you don't have sweet potatoes and you have potatoes, feel free to use those. Cauliflower is delicious in curry. I love how it kind of coats the whole chunk of cauliflower and it's just, I don't know, it's like the divine form of cauliflower. I don't know, it's the best way to use it. Kale is also really good. Kale or collards are really good in curry. I usually add those at the end of cooking, which I'll get into. So don't let what ingredients and what veggies you have on hand limit what kind of curry you make. I'm just going to show you this one today. And then the other ingredients that we have are red lentils, and these are just bulk red lentils from the co-op. And one thing about them is they've had their skin removed and they're split in half, and this allows them to cook really quickly. And they kind of just turn into a mush and make like this really delicious curry sauce in this dish. And then we have our coconut milk, just a can of Native Forest organic coconut milk from the co-op, some water, and also some salt. And so those are all the ingredients. I'm going to get chopping the veggies, and then I'll kind of guide you through how to cook it. Hey, I'm back. Got all the veggies cut up, and now we're gonna start cooking. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of preheat our pot on low or medium, and get a couple scoops, about 2 tablespoons of our oil. And like I said before, I'm using coconut oil, so I'm just gonna throw that in the pot. It's already pretty hot. And one thing about curry that is a little different from other cooking that I've done, and it's actually helped my cooking, is the first thing you do is you add your oil, and then you want to bring the aromatics and the spices out. And so we're going to add all of our spices. We're going to add our tablespoon of curry powder, and we're going to add that into the pot so that it become aromatic. And so we're going to throw in our bay leaf as well, and then if you're adding the cayenne pepper, you're going to add that now. And you're just going to stir that around in the oil. And what this helps with is a lot of the really good flavors and spices are in their oil form, and oil is better at extracting the spices and the flavors than water. And so if you kind of just if you just heat your spices in oil before you cook, it can really add another depth of flavor to your curry. And so at this point you should be smelling those super delicious curry spices. And so after about a minute after adding your curry powder and whatnot, you're gonna throw in your diced onion. And I just diced up 1 medium yellow onion. We're going to throw that in. And we're going to just let this cook for just a few minutes, because until the onions turn translucent. And I'll get a camera shot of this, but every time that I make these onions and start making curry, I just want to eat the onions themselves, because they're covered in all this delicious curry spice and they smell amazing. So that's the start. I'll get a little video of what that looks like, and then after a few more minutes I'm going to toss in my minced ginger and my minced garlic, and I just used about 1 inch of ginger minced and about 2 cloves of garlic. So look at those aromatics, just bubbling, delicious. This is hard to do. I wish this video had smell-o-vision, because it smells delicious in my kitchen right now. Okay, those onions are nice and translucent, and we're going to throw in our garlic and our ginger. And we're going to mix it up. Get it to not stick to the bottom of the pan. Just let that saute for a few more minutes. Alright, we've let the garlic and ginger saute for a few more minutes. It smells amazing in here, and we're going to add the rest of our veggies. So all of our diced sweet potatoes and carrots, we're going to add those in. And then we're also going to do our 1/2 cup of red lentils. We're going to throw those in there. And we're going to give it a good mix. Alright, and then next we're going to add our coconut milk. I'm going to try to shake it. This one's not shaking, but it solidifies a lot of the time. You can see it solidified. I'm going to go find a spatula and just try to break through that. Oh man, a little bit of a mess there. That's normal. We're going to add our coconut milk to our curry. The other thing too is you want to add 1.5 cups of water. 1.5 cups is 12 ounces. This can is 13 ounces, so roughly I'm just going to fill up the can of coconut milk with some water. We're going to add that to the pot. I'm going to scrape all that delicious coconut milk off the spatula. And then we're going to bring this all to a nice simmer and throw the lid on it and just simmer it until the red lentils have absorbed water and things are broken down. And so at this point, it's just wait and watch the pot boil sort of thing. All right, our pot has come to a boil. We're going to turn it down and just get it to a simmer. We're going to give it a big stir and put the lid back on our curry. And that's just going to simmer with the lid on for about 15 or 20 minutes until the red lentils are broken down and the sweet potatoes are cooked through. Also here on the side, I'm cooking some short grain brown rice to go with the curry. That's kind of the preferred grain that goes with it, but you could also get some pita or get some naan or make naan to go with the curry. All of the above is a good option. So we'll just wait and see how the curry turns out. This is also a great time to clean up your kitchen, do some dishes, get the table set, and just enjoy the smell of curry in your kitchen. All right, the sweet potato red lentil curry has been simmering for like about 15 or 20 minutes. Let's take the lid off and see where it's at. You can see the curry simmering. The red lentils have broken down. It's gotten thick. The sweet potatoes are cooked through. The carrots are cooked through. If you're going to add any green like kale or spinach, this is the perfect time to throw it in there. Put the lid on for a minute more to just wilt it. And then the last thing you need to do is add salt. You can add salt to taste. I find about a teaspoon of salt is just the right amount of salt for the curry. And then you are done. Serve over rice or with naan or pita, and you are good to go for a delicious meal. Hope you enjoy. Dinner is served. Red lentil, sweet potato curry.